NFTs where, there's an underground of people buying illegal art and items that are not really for sale and should be in a museum. It's there for all to see. We know who owns it. We know the digital imprint, and that's what makes it secure. So we know that if you want to buy that, that's the person you have to go to buy it from. But that puts them in control when selling. And that's what I mean. There's no value in buying. There's only value in selling. Unless you get in and buy early on, the value comes to holding on to NFTs for a long time, having the rarity and selling it to someone who's willing to give up a lot of money. Unfortunately, I don't have $144,000 to buy a NFT crypto kicks Nike trainer, but that is Nike joining the NFT in the crypto world. That is Nike as a marketing campaign, and you got to just look at what they did to announce it. It was across their social medias. They made some videos about it. Sneakers as a market is worth billions. There's convention shows around the world, and all they did was tap into $1 billion market of sneakers and say, hey, we're taking this digitally. And the benefit is Nike sold millions of $1 million dollars of crypto kicks without actually creating a physical sneaker. And you're baffled by that, aren't you?
I'm slight, yeah.
Yes, so they made millions from selling the virtual NFT elements. Because now, if you think about how the metaverse and how things come, the value of owning that is that if you've ever watched the film, and I've talked about this before, Ready Player One, in theory, what that person can do is use those trainers as part of his avatar, and only he can wear that in that metaverse. If you think of Facebook becoming Meta, that's it. And this is where we're going back to the whole gaming system. People don't understand NFTs. It's a non-fungible token. It basically means you own the right to that digital asset. And once Meta is developed or anything, you can take that from a digital asset and use it as a, avatar. You have the rights to put that on your social platform. You have the rights to frame it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can even have the right to get that sneaker produced in that design to your size, so only you can wear it and only you can make them in that size and that design again and again and again, and nobody else can, because you own the right to that sneaker. It's basically giving people more control over the elements of what works.
So, for example, Manny, taking a football example,
yeah,
could you? So, say a football team produces an NFT of a famous kit, for example.
Yeah.
So they put that kit out on the market. Someone buys it. They then in the future in the metaverse, so their metaverse avatar gets to just wear that kit.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So like you've bought a skin in your game, you get to use it. You can switch it for other skins you've bought. But if you own it, you can use it, providing it's transferable into the digital sphere in that way. So that's how it is. But look, Liverpool Football Club created their own NFTs with players and stuff and sold them. So it's not just Nike. Football teams are getting into it. Adidas will do it. You could have NFTs around footballs. You could have it around specific. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Banksy started creating some Banksy NFTs. They would be worth tons if he started doing some digital NFTs. And the value is his owning it. It's owning the digital element of it. And I have the right to it. I can then make a phone cover out of it. I can then have it as my wallpaper. I can do what I want to it. It's mine. I can do what I want with it. I have the rights to use it. Anybody else who uses it doesn't have the rights to use it. That you won't be able to. You won't be able to like save a picture of it, put on your social media, because I'm going to be like, hang on, what right do you have to use it? Look, I own this NFT. I own the intellectual property of this NFT because I paid for it. You don't. You don't get to use any kind of copyrighted material from it. It's like when you trademark your brand. I had a funny joke. We had our 5th birthday party and my family surprised me when my 2 nephews came in Bobble digital t-shirts. And the first thing I said to him, you're getting sued in the morning because that logo is trademarked and I did not give my authority for you to use my logo and get it printed. Which obviously my brother couldn't stop laughing because he knew what I was just being a bit of an idiot and laughing. But my sister-in-law, bless her, was like, oh, I thought you'd be more happy and surprised. I was like, I was really happy and surprised, but you saw it as an opportunity to make a joke. But that's just me. That's my personality. That's my character. But yeah, so that's what I mean. So it's like you trademark stuff. So there's value in it. So companies are creating it. I mean, I could create an NFT around the Bobble logo really and create it and keep it for myself. But it's all about uniqueness and making things about that. And the benefit there is that, look, we've gone into what this all is. There's some great examples like Nike and what they're doing and how it all works. It's still in its infancy. It really is in its infancy. But there's, just to quickly summarize, here's how NFTs can be used for marketing. One is gaming. And we talked about gaming. Modern day games are one of the top areas for the market NFTs. It's popular because of games like Fortnite, where you can buy skins and stuff like that. That's an example. If you're an event organizer selling tickets, you can create an NFT ticket to admit one. So you can basically make your entrance, or you can pay for goods, or you can buy your ticket for your concert or sports events using NFT via Bitcoin. The fashion industry. Nike is retail, but there's also fashion. So don't be surprised when all these big brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Yves Saint Laurent, Gucci, all these start coming out with NFTs of certain designs and elements. That will happen. Pre-orders for products. You can you can buy an NFT that allows you to pre-order a particular product. And you can use it for good causes. Charities should be getting onto NFTs. Charities should be creating NFTs, because when you order that, you can, own that particular NFT, and you can support a good cause by doing it. And owning the NFT means you support that cause, because when an NFT is created, the owner gets a 20% commission on the resale value for perpetuity, forever. So when that Nike NFT for 134,000 sells for $1 million, $800,000 will go to the person who owns it. $200,000 will go to Nike. So if you think you're a charity, you create an NFT and people buy it for 50 quid, then it sells for 100 quid. That charity is going to get 20 quid every time it gets resold. But the charity creates 10,000 NFTs, sells them at 50 quid, makes, I don't know, how'd someone do the maths on that? We'll make, half a million or something like that. If that's my, half a million. Yeah, about half a million. They could make, sold 10,000 NFTs at £50. So, yeah, but then if all those NFTs sell for a higher value or get resold because someone else wants to support that charity, they're going to get 20% between transference. So that's how they can do elements of that. So there's value in creating NFTs, but it's very complicated. You need to understand the crypto market, the blockchain market, what an NFT is, how to create, how to upload it, how to mint it. I'm no expert, but I am in the process of creating our own. We've got something called Bobble Verse, which is going to be our own meta, which is going to be, where we're going to have our own NFTs that people can buy. And it's going to be like a marketplace of NFTs that are unique, and where you'll be actually able to create your own NFTs and design stuff. So we're going to do things in a different way and give more control to you, the person who's buying, to give more value to the buyer. Because right now, as I said, there's more value to the seller. So we want to create a platform where there's value, not just for the seller, but for the buyer in a completely different way. A lot can be done with it with marketing. I've given some good examples there, how businesses are creating them and making money from them. And then it's the marketing element of that. And then how many people will talk about that? If you type in, and I think to get to that story, I typed in Nike NFT. Look how much content that comes up and how much, elements that come up. It's another way for people to connect and search and find your brand and do different things and appear in search results and build your brand presence. So to wrap up, NFTs are definitely a future element of marketing. A lot can be done with marketing. I've given some tips in terms of how you can use it for marketing, what people are doing, how big brands are using it. If you're a small business, there's not much you can really do unless you've got something unique that you can offer. But start reading into it, start looking into it, because in a couple of years' time, it's going to become the norm. If not already. So again, thank you for listening. I hope you found that one very useful, because I did mention it in a previous topic where we'd go into a little bit more detail. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Our next episode is going to be about our usual Mr. Bobble news roundup. So I look forward to sharing my further insights and inputs then. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much.